I have two Kirby games which are both on the Virtual Console. Kirby's Adventure on the NES, which is actually very awesome, and Kirby's Dream Course on the Super Nintendo. Now, Kirby's Dream Course was okay, but not spectacular. I'm also going to get Kirby 64 as well, to make 3 Kirby games in total, and maybe the GameCube Kirby game, Kirby's Air Ride, sometime. But yeah, I'll get Kirby 64 first. Well, actually, I have just finished downloading the first season of Ranma, and I'm going to start watching it tonight. In case you don't believe me, I am going to play it and start watching it right now. It's a girl dancing with a panda. Yes, there is definitely one thing that is a major problem, and that is the severe amount of glitches. Now, I could sit here and name them all off, but I'm not going to do that because we really don't have time to do that. I mean, if you have been on YouTube and you haven't came across a glitch yet, holy cow, I mean, there is so many glitches, it is unbelievable. And I think YouTube are trying to do something about it, but needless to say, I don't think anyone can deny that they're not doing a very good job of it, because there are some glitches that have been around for months on end, and they say that they will do something about it, but a year later, still nothing is done. So YouTube, get fixing these fucking glitches. This one would easily be The Simpsons Road Rage. Now, I know a lot of people class this as a Crazy Taxi ripoff, but I class it as a Crazy Taxi ripoff that is good, because it is actually a rather good game, despite the fact that it is definitely a ripoff of Crazy Taxi and stars the Simpsons characters, which you think would never work, but to me it actually was very fun, and I've found a lot of good times playing this game. So Simpsons Road Rage would be my favourite Simpsons game. Well, this question might take a long time, so I am just going to show you the games and not comment on them. Now I will show you why this might take a long time. Yep, this is my PS2 game pile.
Alright, so I have Dead or Alive 2, Katamari Damacy, Psychonauts, Ultimate Spider-Man, Final Fantasy 12, Mad Maestro, Maximo, Hot Idol, Spyro A Hero's Tale, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, The Sims 2, The Herbs, The Simpsons Road Rage, Bust the Music Quiz, SingStar Pop Bros, SingStar Party, SingStar, Sega Superstars, iPlay Groove, iPlay Play 3, iPlay Play 2, iPlay Play, Summer Heat Beach Volleyball, Fantavision, U-Move Super Sports, Gift, Lightning Snippets, a series of unfortunate events, Shrek 2, Clone 2, Ape Escape 2, Sky Odyssey, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter British World Cup, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Yu-Gi-Oh! Castle Monster Coliseum, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, Tekken 5, Tekken Tag Tournament, Tekken 4, Ratchet & Clank 2, Ratchet & Clank, Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex, Jak and Daxter, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Super Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy X 2, Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Treasure Planet, Tarzan Freeride, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Celebrity Deathmatch, Dance UK XL, Dancing Stage Fusion, and Dancing Stage Mega Mix.
Well, actually, I heard that he has a bit of a problem getting a very specific area of his body to stay up. But it could be worse, he could be Chad Warden. Okay, I'm gonna feel like a right weirdo for saying this, but I have never ever seen an episode of the Power Rangers. What? He hasn't seen an episode of the Power Rangers? Jesus Christ, it's the end of the world. Yes, I have never seen an episode of the Power Rangers before. And I have also never even heard of that second show you mentioned. Super Monkey Hyper Turbo Fighting Super... I have no idea what it's even called. That is how awful I am. So, I don't know what I've been up to for the past 14 years of my life, but I have not seen either one of these shows, which is quite scary, I guess. Okay, my 5 favourite ones are the N64, all hail the great power of the N64. Best game variety ever, which is why I picked it as my favourite console of all time. Then the Wii, then the PS2, then the GameCube, then the DS. And for the 5 worst consoles of all time, I would say the Sega CD, what a pile of shit that was. And a 3DO as well, another big pile of shit. Gizmondo, a portable Xbox thingy with no games at all. Virtual Boy, a craptastic game machine which not only lets you play crap games but gives you headaches while you play it. Genius! And of course the Philips CDI. Yes, the Philips CDI would be my least favourite console of all time. It is the biggest pile of shit in history. Who wants to see Link going, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos? I don't want to see him do that. So right about now is the time for Guess That Game, and this week's Guess That Game is... So if you believe that you know what that game is, then please send me a private message saying what you think the game is. And remember, if you leave a video comment saying what the game is, then Donkey Kong will come along and nick all your boggerel. So you better not leave a video comment and send me a private message instead. Last week's Guess That Game was Klonoa 2 on the PS2. Now we had some random guesses for this one. Super Mario 64, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and even Space Race. But none of those were fucking right. The answer was Klonoa 2 on the PS2. And if you never guessed that, oh wow. And again, there was only about 3 people who guessed that right again, and here is a very, very long list of those 3 people. However, the overall winner and the first person to guess that right was Wee Cow. Yeah, that was a cow in a field with a wee on it, you know, making it a wee. Oh, forget it. The winner was Wee Cow! And unless you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you will know that now is the time for the random poll. And this week's random poll is, which Final Fantasy game is your favourite? Now, my favourite would have to be Final Fantasy X on the PS2. Wonderful, wonderful game. Now, only an idiot would think that Final Fantasy VII isn't going to win it. But it's still interesting to see what will come in second place, won't it? And in the last Friday video we asked, when was the last time you went to the cinema? And here are what my lovely viewers said. 18 people said a few months ago, 17 people said in the past few weeks, 16 people said over a month ago, 9 people said more than a year ago, 8 people said that they can't remember, maybe because they have short-term memory loss, I don't know, and 6 people said this week, and 5 people said that they have never, ever been to the cinema. I feel for you, buddies. And so ends yet another Friday video. And now I'll tell you about my reviews. Now, the Action 52 review is barely getting on at all, but the Kingdom Hearts review I'm working on is getting on very well indeed, and I have over 36 hours worth of gaming footage to put into that review. Obviously I won't use it all, probably won't even use 3/4 of it, but It will be an extremely long review, at least 3 parts anyway, which is probably about a half an hour review just for one game. Very epic indeed. And I will also post videos after that of me doing all the optional bosses, just for sheer entertainment really. So when will you see this review? Well, you'll probably see it a week or maybe 2 weeks, depending on how quick I can get it done, after Easter time. So not that much of a wait now, but let's remember that it is going to be a very epic and a very long one. So I'll see you whenever that review may be out.